So for day 7 notes, we're going to clear the fraction. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your packet out and you're on day 7, solving multi-step equations with clearing the fraction. So for letter A, we see that we have the same denominator in both fractions, a 3. And so because it's the same, we're going to put 3 above every term. Then the 3's here, since they are the same, they will cancel each other out, making 1. And that leaves us with a 2x. And then the 3's here, they cancel each other out. And that leaves us with a negative x. And we also know that there's an implied 1 there. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, and then we run through our steps. So we cleared the fraction. We can't do distributive property. There is not parentheses. We can combine like terms because these are both x's here. So 2x minus 1x is just 1x. We cannot add or subtract anything here. And then the last thing we can do is we can divide by 1. So x here would be 21. In part B, we do not have common denominators. Instead, we have 4 and 3. And so in this particular case, what you do is you find the common denominator of 4 and 3. So in this case, it's 12. And I could do that by taking the 4 and the 3 and multiplying them together. I could also list 3 and 4. And I could figure out like 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. And I could just keep going. All the multiples of 3. Then for 4, I could do 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And I can stop there because I see that I have 12 in both of these lists. So 12 is my common denominator here. Okay. So I put 12 above every term. Now, the 12 and the 4, they can't cancel because they're not the same number. We want something that divides to make 1. That doesn't happen here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 12 and the 4 and I'm going to divide them. So 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. And 3 times 3, x would be 9x. So same thing here, they're not the same, so I need to divide. So 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. And 4 times x is 4x. But I can't forget my sign. My sign is a minus sign, so I need to bring that down. And then 12 times 10 is 120. So there is no distributive property. I can combine like terms on the same side. And so this combines to 5x. And then I can divide both sides by 5. And 120 divided by 5 is 24. Okay. For letter C, we have 2 and 3 as our denominator. Again, not common. So my common denominator is whatever I get when I take 2 times 3. You also could make a list like we did earlier. We already made our list for 3. If I make a list for 2, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and I can stop there because I can see that 6 is on both lists. Okay, so 6, and then I'm going to go ahead and start dividing and then multiplying. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 times 5x is 15x. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 times 2x is 4x. Bring down your minus sign. 6 times 11 is 66. And then we combine like terms, because these are like terms, both have variables of x. We get 11x equals 66. For x, divide by 11, and x is 6. Okay, for letter D, 5 and 2, our common denominator is 10. So 1, you can make a list of the factors of 2 and 5. Or you could multiply 2 and 5 together, and that gives you 10. Okay? So now, divide. 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 2 times 2x is 4x. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 5 times x is 5x. 10 times 9 is 90. So here we're going to add like terms, get 9x equals 90. Divide both sides by 9, and x is 10. And that is clearing the fraction.